So,
oh, there we are. Hi, everyone. This is what everyone's been waiting for. Like, I've been getting tweets about this and emails about this all week. It is, yeah, someone just asked if there's going to be a lunch break. It's 9:20 p.m. here. So for me, it would be like a really late dinner, I think. But Michael is, wow, I'm so excited about this session. Michael is the senior conversion optimization consultant advisor. At Unbounce, basically. He does all the testing, and he's doing amazingly well. I love listening to him. I've listened to him at a few different events, and I've always left with so many ideas worth testing. So Michael has graciously agreed to critique some of your landing pages, and he has chosen them. We have like 40 minutes to run through it all, so I'm going to let you do that.
Awesome. Thank you very much. It got a little bit choppy there. I hope that that my line is fine. Otherwise, yeah, let me know. Thank you so much, Talia. Very, very nice of you, and I'm so happy to be here today. As I mentioned to you before, I've actually been sick the last couple of days, but I wanted to make sure to be here, so that's maybe why I look a little bit tired. Yeah, so we got quite a lot to get through, and I hope I'm not doing it too fast. But my intention today was, I think there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of best practices and so on, and all the blog posts and so on. And I think it's what I experience when I speak to marketers out there in relation to landing page optimization is it's just really, really hard to figure out like where to start, what to do. I've been doing this for quite a while, almost 10 years, I guess. And so what I wanted to do today was take some real examples, show some real process. It's not going to be 100% real because they're not my clients, obviously, and there's stuff we can't share and everything, and I haven't worked on this as a real project. But what I wanted you to show you today was kind of a little bit under the hood, how I would attack some of these things and kind of what goes through my head here. So we're going to go through 5 different landing pages. So some of the things I'm going to go through, what I look for is kind of consistency in the experience. I'm looking for message match. I'm looking for anything weird that happens in the different steps. Does it make sense all the way through? Bugs, things that are just strange, incoherent. So I'll actually be going through that on each one, and then I'll give recommendations for, I'll tear it apart in a nice way, obviously, and then I'll give like recommendations for next steps and also some recommendations for research you can conduct. And obviously, you're free to send me questions and follow-up stuff afterwards. All right, so yeah, my intro's like, wow. Let's get going. So the first landing page we're going to go through is from Chelsea Corporate. And Chelsea Corporate, they are a UK company, and they help businesses acquire other businesses. And it's kind of a unique offering in the sense that not many people do that. A lot of people help businesses sell businesses, but not many people help other businesses buy businesses. So that's their offering. I'm just going to start my timer here so I don't spend too much in proportionate amount of time on the first one, for example. So let's go. Okay, so this is an AdWords landing page. It's lead gen, and it's running a.
We can't see it yet. If you're sharing, then we're not seeing it yet.
Nope. Okay. Are you seeing it now?
Yeah, let me do this. Aha, yes, we're seeing it.
Thank you for telling me, otherwise this would have been a pretty strange presentation. As you can see on the slide in front of you. What? Okay, so here's the landing page. And it's an AdWords landing page. It's lead gen, and it's running across all devices. This is kind of the full funnel experience. You see an AdWords ad, you click it, you get to the landing page, and then there's you fill out the form on the landing page, and then there is the kind of the thank you page afterwards. Let's look a little bit at like the connection here, message match between the ads and the landing pages, because it's like the first transition, you could say, the first step, because you're going from having seen an ad and then you're going to a landing page. And what we see at Unbounce often is that message match is important in the sense that you want to have a consistent experience, and you've all heard Talia talk about psychology, so you probably all know also that we have a limited kind of capacity, a limited attention span, and there's a limited amount of things we can really relate to at any given point in time. So anything we can help to make the experience more consistent helps. You don't have to be like 100% adamant about message match, but it does make sense that it carries through all the way. So, and also obviously for AdWords and stuff, it helps with message match. It's good for your quality score and so on. So let's look at the ads. The first one here, business for sale in the UK. Looking to buy a business, we help you buy the business you want. So looking to buy a business. So there's a message match from the description here. And overall, I'd say it's consistent. You could obviously make it, much more close to the headline here. I recommend working on that, but I have some other suggestions later on that play into this. I'm going to get to that. Acquisition specialist UK, find out more. We find the company you want to buy, make confidential inquiry now. So I'd say there's quite a lack of message match here. I know that an acquisition specialist is probably going to help you look, find that business, but there's a large jump from acquisition specialist to looking to buy a business. Then there was one that to me kind of seemed a little bit out there because it was UK Visa, request a callback today. And I think you might actually be using that for the wrong campaign here, or with the wrong landing page, because there was not a single mention of Visa on it. But here, this other landing page I found on your website, there's a ton there. So I think you might be sending traffic to the wrong page. That's just a note real quick. So overall, I'd say we'll work a little bit on the message match. I'll go back to that later. Let's just go through the sections of the landing page here. You have the top section here. For a landing page, you're spending a lot of real estate here on the top nav. And also you have kind of like the buy a business weird secondary nav. I basically get rid of all that, so you just have the logo there. This is demanding a lot of attention, and it's not super relevant in this experience. Then you have the looking to buy a business, your approach to business acquisition. This is a hard one to lead with. There's a lot of copy. It's not really easy to read, and there's a bit of a jump, I'd say, from the different headlines. So again, I have some suggestions for this. I'll show them afterwards. Now we're just going through the landing page. Here's the form. It's kind of weird the way you've built like a 3-column one, where on each side you have have bullets with benefits. So the bullets are really important, but they kind of disappear here because of the green, and then also because they're on each side. And the form kind of stands in the middle, which makes it kind of like this very compressed experience. If you see it on mobile, you see that it's kind of all over the place, because then you have 3 benefits, you have a form, and then you have 3 more benefits, which doesn't really make sense. So I'd work on that. I'd work on clearing up the form. I'd have either I'd have these bullets further up on the page, because you need to sell me on this. These benefits are why I will fill out the form. And then instead of having this information around the form, I'd make sure to have just a 2-column form, and then just give me information about what's going to happen. People often do that on the page and say, we're going to contact you at this and this point in time, this and this person is going to do it. But I need to know that before I fill out the form, because that's part of the whole experience. This part is really good. I like this a lot. The video is awesome. It's very credible. And you're talking about why you're unique and the problems you help people solve. And actually, in the deal management thing here, there's a lot of copy. It's heavy. You can break it up. You can use some bullet points here. But it talks about, it actually leads into the form. But you have it under the form, which is a little bit strange. Down here, you have some testimonials. It's awesome with testimonials. These are massive testimonials. I would bet money that no one's going to read this whole thing. So when you do testimonials, make them absolutely relevant to the problem at hand. That's, in my experience, the only way it works. And then you have to make them small enough that people will actually read them. There's another thing that's a little bit odd here, is the request a meeting, a CTA at the bottom, which takes you to a different form, which looks like the same form, but it's a different form. And now you're requesting a meeting instead of a callback. So it's a little bit confusing. I cleaned that up. Just going to show you a different structure here, because one of the things I found strange here was you go straight into looking for a business, looking to buy a business. Our approach to business acquisition, then of the 3-column form and all the benefits on each side, and then you get into what I see as some of the most important stuff on the page. So if you rearrange it like this, like you see I've done here, and cleaned it up a little bit, I've killed all the links in the nav, away with them. That means that you have much more calm first screen full. Get the video up there. It's important that people watch that thing, because it gives you a lot of credibility and explains the whole thing. Then you see I've moved up the headline there. Chelsea Corporate Limited, we help our clients identify and acquire the business that they want. This is very, very clear. And this is on your own page. I just dug it out, and it's much closer to the message match. You can, or to the ad copy. I work on the ad copy in itself as well, but this is already an improvement. So then you have testimonials underneath. Again, I'll work on making them a little bit shorter, but credibility is very important here. This is expensive. We're talking a lot of money here, right? If you're investing in property. Then the deal management bit, I work on shortening down that as much as possible. That really leads into kind of the rest of the thing here. And then you could talk about the approach to business acquisition, and then you have the form at the bottom and more testimonials there. And then remember to clean up the form. This is your thank you page, which kind of leaves me wondering. I have a lot of questions, and it's just like, thank you for contacting us. One of our acquisition specialists will be in touch with you shortly, blah, 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 return home. But it's like, if I've just contacted you to help me, with this huge investment, like maybe millions of dollars, right? And then you're going, oh, blah, blah, thank you. So, and also I have a lot of questions here. I'm like, one of our acquisition specialists, what is an acquisition specialist? Why are they qualified? Who is this person? How will they get in touch with me? How am I going to talk to them? What does shortly mean? Is that a minute? Is it a week? And how are they going to get in touch with me? And so on. So there's a lot of those questions, but answer them on the landing page before this, and then make sure to make this one really, really credible. Maybe have a picture of the person who's going to get a hold of you. Make me feel secure. A little bit of data here. When we look at the device mix here, mobile is sending you most traffic, which is really interesting. So mobile, when I see this, I'm like, ooh, nice. Let's. This looks like an opportunity here. It also says something about, like, if people are doing this on mobile rather than desktop, it also means that they're probably not sitting at the desk or at work. It seems like this is something they might be doing on the run. Maybe they're out there looking for investment buildings or something, and they need someone to help them. So I'll try to understand that part a little bit better. Conversion rate. So when you see most traffic on one device and a low conversion rate, that's potential right there. So I really work on the mobile part of it. And also bounce rate. So you have the highest bounce rate. So a lot of traffic, a lower conversion rate, and a high bounce rate. All three tell me there's potential here to work on mobile. So I go for that. Okay, summary of recommendations: work on better message match, work on a more logical information hierarchy. Mobile shows a lot of potential. Conduct customer interviews to better understand motivation, questions, and etc. One of the things I'm trying to understand is, like, and also when you get leads, ask them, where were you when you filled out that form? It's really interesting to understand the context under which they do this. And obviously, like, what questions and so on that they have, like, what are the top 3 questions? You need to answer that on the landing page. If they enter the landing page and they have those questions, you need to answer them better. And then I'd conduct some usability tests to better understand the user experience here. Actually have real customers go through the whole experience of clicking the ad, going to the page, filling out the form, and then try to understand, like, basically troubleshooting from there. Okay, we're going on to the next landing page, Worthington Homes. This is real estate. It's an agency. They help real estate. They help sell real estate. It's a Facebook landing page. It's lead gen. We're trying to get people interested in the property here, and this one is desktop only. Overall, it's a great landing page. I like it a lot. This is a very difficult area. I have had some experience with real estate, and it is hard. And often you'll see low conversion rates on pages like this. But a lead is worth a lot of money. Here's like the whole experience. You have ads here, you have the landing page, and then you have the thank you page. So again, 3 steps. It's a pretty good message match here. One of the things I'd say though is some of the important information from the ads here. Also, I'd say I like the images here. Obviously, in real estate, like, the visuals are so important, so it's good you start off with that. Some of the details you have here, like how much money it is and so on, I'd make sure to get that up a little bit further at the top of the landing page, also for message match purposes, but also that's, if people read that and they click that ad, that's because that appealed to them. So have that in there again. We're talking psychology here. Okay, let's go through the landing page. So we have a nice clean header here. Come home to Cambria. You can work a little bit on the message match there, but our community of custom built homes is very close. I just make sure to add some of the details around pricing and so on. You have the CTA up there, schedule my visit. So actually, one of the questions here from the person who sent this landing page in was kind of like, we saw decent action on the ad, but not much happened on the landing page. And I think I have an explanation as to why, but we'll get into it now. But it revolves around the CTA. So schedule my visit. It's nice you have it there. I know I can click it, but I'm not going to, in all likelihood, not going to click it before I get some more information. So, but this is what happens if I click the initial form up there. It's pretty standard forms. You fill out some data, it's an overlay. But we'll run into issues in a little bit, because the thing is that, sorry, I messed up my slides a little bit here. I'm just getting confused. Okay, sorry, my mistake here. Anyways, what I was saying here is, one of the problems is if you click the top form, this pops up, okay. But I need some more information before I'm interested in the property. Now, the thing is that I actually have to go all the way down here, or when I get down here to the floor plans, which I'm obviously interested in seeing or getting, because they'll tell me more about the property. Obviously, I'm interested in. That's an important step in the lead gen experience. What it says when I try to select one of these, you see there's a little error message that pops up here. It says no lot selected. Select your lot. That took me a long time to figure out what that meant. But what it means is I actually have to go all the way up to the top, the second screen full. Then I have to figure out that this is an interactive map. Then I click the lot I want, and then I have a CTA where I can click schedule visit, right? So that took me a long, I was determined to figure this out, but it really took me a long time. So imagine if people are in a hurry and they don't have the patience to do this. I think this is a massive issue here. I found a little problem on the website also is when you try to request info, the form is messed up. This is on the website, not on the landing page though. So I think you have a massive problem here, and I try to figure out a better way to do this. I would just suggest a very, very simple, don't go through all the choose the plot and so on, just have a simple form like you have now, and then just have a slot where you can put in some comments. You can say, I'm interested in this lot or that lot. They might not have gone far enough in the decision-making process. Okay, some recommendations here. Simplify the contact form and the lead gen process. I would show some of the important information sooner. Obviously, prices are really important, and this is some of the stuff you mentioned in the ad. So if the price is appealing, get that up there right away. In my experience in real estate, it's really about giving people like a true feeling of what's it going to be like living there. So photos are really important. The area, the houses, the better I can get a feeling for how this is actually going to feel being there, the better. I would work on driving more traffic. You haven't had much traffic on this campaign. It didn't look like. And with stuff like this, it's a high scrutiny product, right? You have to. It's a lot of money. So you're going to see a low conversion rate here. I'd expect that. So low conversion rate, you need more traffic. Conduct customer interviews to better understand what audiences want. It's so hard in real estate. It really, really is. There's so many different factors, so many emotional triggers. So I'd say customer interviews are extremely important here. Or if you have agents out there who talk to customers at this specific property, interview them. Try to figure out what are the questions people are asking. What are the things that make them go, ooh? What are the things that can make them go, and so on. Conduct usability tests to better understand the whole user experience here, again with the form. And I've set up session recordings to understand like the form issues better, how are people getting confused. Okay, so the next one is San Joaquin Valley College, and they are a private college in California. So this is, this is the page they sent in, but it's the form behind an AdWords landing page, which is a lead gen page. Obviously, there's a form, and it runs across all devices. So actually, when they sent this in, they're asking me for advice how to optimize this page, but it's the second page in a whole landing experience. So, and when I went and looked at some of the data, actually, the biggest problem wasn't on the form page. You'll see I have the landing page, it will send you to the form page. You see the drop-off is much higher on the landing page than it is on the form page. So really, the form page, I'm not going to say what the conversion rate is, but I was impressed, man. It's actually converting pretty high. So what I will work on is I'll work on the landing page. The landing page has to get more people interested in going to fill out the form. That's the main problem here. So I think because some of the things you're saying is like, we've tried to increase the clarity on the form page and it doesn't work. We've tried to add more information, but in my experience, it's because you're solving the wrong problem. It's not on the form page. It's not clarity around the form. It's on the landing page. So here is the landing page. And here's the full experience. You'll see here are the ads, the landing page, and the form that you go to. Message match, electrician school, take courses in Ontario, California, earn a certificate in electronical technology in about 9 months. That about 9 months is really weird to me. I would suggest a different wording. It doesn't sound very serious to me. They say, well, it's more or less 9 months. And I understand, of course, there are factors that play in. This just kind of sounds like a little bit of a casual statement. Maybe it's just me. Take my advice, leave it. It's up to you. But I would work on that a little bit more. You have quite a good message match now. Earn a certificate in electrical technology in as few as 9 months. You could, I think again this is local, so I'd say take courses in Ontario, CA. I'd get that up there. Train to become an electrician in Ontario, for example, or just do a straight up message match between the two. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this landing page part by part because overall, what I get the feeling of here is credibility. To me, there's something missing on this page. It just doesn't scream college to me. It really doesn't. It might just be me. I have to be careful judging on my own emotions, but some of the icons seem like don't seem super legit to me. And also it seems kind of stocky, the first photo of the dude with the helmet. And yeah, there's just some things. And the best way I think for me to explain this is if I show you actually another page that you have on the website itself, you'll see that there's actually quite a lot of difference here. I'm not saying that you should not have a landing page. I'm saying you should get some inspiration from this one. What I'm seeing here is that this one to me stands out as much more credible, right? The hero image up there it could certainly be stocky, but it to me it screams electronical technology, right? It's super relevant, and it's not it doesn't seem to me, it doesn't strike me as spammy as the dude with the hard helmet on there. Another thing is the video is super relevant. It's awesome. It's a highly motivating video. It's talking about careers for electricians will grow by 14% over the next 5 years. That's awesome. And also another thing is the box down there where it actually talks about the details of the program. To me, that is very important. To me, that adds a lot of credibility and answers a lot of questions, because obviously that's what I'm interested in, is the program. I just clicked an ad for that program, so obviously I want to need more. And this one has a lot of information. It seems much more credible. Also, it has a brochure, program brochure download, or consumer information. So there's just a lot of stuff there, and you can see this one kind of leads me down. It has more of a tangible purpose, where the other one is kind of like trying to become an electrician and get some information. But what information, right? So I would take a lot of inspiration from the other one there. You don't necessarily have to have the form on the page. So the second page is fine, I'd say. Or you can have it as an overlay. You can experiment with different things. Here's the form. I wouldn't work a lot on that. Again, I would go back here, and also just talking branding here and design. They're very far from each other. Also, even the logo is different. So I'd work on having a little bit closer to each other as far as look and feel. The same thing with the form. And also, again, there's not a lot of information here as managing my expectations. Your form has been submitted. Okay, useful information, I guess. We will contact you shortly. I don't know what shortly means. I really don't. And then you're saying to speak to an advisor now, please call a telephone number. And in the meantime, check out. There's just a lot going on here. It's cool that you have the extra ask, like to like on Facebook. That's cool. But I need some more information here, right? And also, I wonder, do you have a way of kind of making sure that you're not getting double leads? Then if you get a lead in and you want to call them, but they call you on the number, you might be, extra workload and so on. So please tell me up front what I can expect before filling out the form. Okay, overall recommendations. I'd focus on the landing page first and foremost, and not on the form page. I get inspiration from the landing page on the website. So that one is part of a bigger website, and there's a ton of stuff going on. So that's why it would be good to use the landing page experience, because you can control it. You can make it very, very, coherent, a very logical process, and you can take away a lot of the distraction. Provide more details about the program. That is, I would say, one of the most important things. It adds credibility, and also it's super relevant, and I would find it bizarre. I might not be right, but it would be bizarre to me if people were not looking for more details on the program. Clarity and what happens after filling out the form, manage my expectations. I would conduct audience interviews here to figure out who is visiting the landing page and to understand the questions they need answers to. That's so important, and I'm going to return to that point a lot. Figure out what questions that people are asking and then answer those questions. That's a huge step in the whole conversion process. And also another thing is on these pages, I always wonder, is it the students themselves or is it maybe the parents who are visiting the page? It's two very different target audiences. You can figure that out by interviewing them. Okay, we're moving on to Infotech. Infotech, they provide proactive IT support. Local, this is from Kent, I believe. It's an AdWords landing page, it's lead gen, and it runs across all devices. Here's the full experience. You have the ads here, the landing page, and then, well, this is actually the form page you get to after you click the CTA on the landing page. Message match. Well, I mean, you have IT support in it, which is probably one of the most important things. I would certainly get Kent in there. Make sure this is local stuff, so make sure that people see the name right away. In my experience from testing, in local stuff, that's so important. You got that in there. I get that in there. And then also I'd make sure that you have like the subheader that is more closely related to what they read in the ad. Again, that's what motivated them. Make sure that they understand that's what they're going to get. Okay, we're going to go through the landing page here. The first screen full. I think I don't quite understand the hero image here. I mean, it could be different things. This is the client. Is this you solving IT problems? Is this the client that's happy because you solved their problems? I'm not sure I quite understand here. Also, I think you're wasting some space here. So I would definitely work on the background image, on the hero image, and then I'd also work on the copy here, both message match, but also because you have to get some information across here right away. You're not the only people who offer IT support, and also it's one of those kind of high scrutiny products, and also you need to tell them why you're special right away. So I'd do something like this. IT support can't stop letting tech issues and downtime affect your business. That's what they clicked in the ad. It's a good headline. It talks to pains, and those are the pains that they actually, that's what they clicked in the ad. Those are the pains they recognize. I have them in there again. And then, I just swipe this from the copy on the landing page. I get some bullet points up there. I said, we fix issues before they become problems. Local IT support on call 24/7. Cost-effective IT support, easily switch with zero downtime. Then you've pretty much nailed it here. So this whole section here, you have this video, and then you're actually explaining why IT support why IT support is important to your business. If you're clicking an ad to get this, and you've seen particular pain points there, I would say it's safe to assume that people know that it's important. You don't have to sell them on that because they already clicked and showed intent. So I'd kill the video and all that copy there. I'd of course keep the affordable IT support, trained IT engineers, and remove the hassle. The next one here, this is good stuff. This is actually where I took the bullet points for. So this is the really helpful copy here, and it also shows one of your cars, right? So that's very incredible. I would probably use something like that in the header, like, I'm trying to order, I'm interested in IT support. Show me that you guys are ready. You're ready in the car to go whenever I need it. Again, we're talking emotions. Also, I like the bottom part there. 98.5% customer satisfaction, 6 seconds waiting time, 97%. Whatever that is, and then the same day fix. Really cool. You have testimonials. Testimonials are important again, but this is, you're making it basically as difficult as possible to read this. You have like these weird layered backgrounds with stock photos of, I don't know why it looks like they're doing homework in the library. I don't know what that has to do with the offer. And also it's really, really hard to recognize that these are actually testimonials. So I completely changed the layout here, go much more simple, white background, do a horizontal layout, and then try to shave them down to the bare minimum here. So you have some very, very strong testimonials that speak to real problems. This might just be me, but I'm not sure that I want this. I'm not sure that I believe that this guy is going to be like an awesome IT support guy who's going to help me right on the spot. And I'm not sure that, it seems a little bit stocky. It might just be me, but it looks like he doesn't really know what he's doing here. I'd conduct some usability tests and try to figure out, like, you know, what does some of the imagery actually do, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah, so there we go. Sorry, my slides got a little bit messed up here. I was going to say one of the problems here, another problem I identified is kind of like there's a little bit of a disconnect between what you're saying on the CTA. You're saying, tell us your technology problems. I click it, and then I get to a completely different page where it says, get in touch with us. And there's a comments field. So it's not, you're asking me, you're setting the expectation that when I click the button, I'm going to get to somewhere where I can tell you about my specific problems. And that's not what happens. So you're not delivering on the promise here, right? And maybe I could figure out that, well, I guess if I leave a comment telling you about my problems, but I have to do a lot of thinking here to get to that. So maybe, you know, just kill that whole thing, have the form as an overlay. So you just click the button and it appears, and then you could say, for example, get a free quote, because I think that's what you want people to, I think you're going to offer them a free quote, but that's actually one of the problems on the landing page. It's a little bit hard to figure out what am I actually going to get here? And also, like, what are you trying to do for me? So I'd have some clarity on that. Then one of the problems here with the form page is that on mobile, it's pretty far out. You'll see that there's a whole first scroll is just navigation. Then there's address, map, and I'm interested in Kent, but I see the London office address and a map of London before I get to the form. So again, you're asking me to do a lot here, a lot of thinking and problem solving. Okay, overall recommendations, message match between ad and landing page. I work on that, and then I work on getting a lot more, well, getting more information across in the first screen flow. That means working on the ad, on the headline, the subheader, and it also means getting those bullet points up there. Tell me why you're awesome right away. Work on the hero image, make it more relevant. I'd say don't waste time explaining why IT support is important. I know. Show USPs and benefits in the first screen flow. I just said that. Move the stats icons up to the first screen flow. The form page does not fall up in the CTA. I'd move the whole form to the landing page. Form experience is poor on mobile, and the testimonials don't look like testimonials. And I drive more traffic. You don't have a ton of traffic to this page. That's a big problem. And split testing is out of the question with the traffic you have. Rev Audio Transcription. So they are an online audio transcription service, and I believe this is the last landing page we're going to go through today. I'm just looking at my timer here, and it is an AdWords landing page. Well, I guess we would call it commerce, e-commerce. I'm not quite sure what the exact niche here is. Desktop, because we're looking at the desktop version here because there's separate mobile versions, which is two completely different stories. So let's just focus on the desktop, and that is also the most important one. That's where the money is at for this particular client here. Or here's the full experience. You see an ad, you go to the landing page, and then when you click the CTA, you get to this page where you then can upload the files, the audio files you want transcribed. I didn't do that because I couldn't just go through and test it without uploading anything, so I didn't want to mess with you. So that's why I haven't gone through the rest of the experience here. But anyways, let's look a little bit at the message match here. So fast audio transcription, $1 per minute, 12 turnaround, 99% accuracy. I love that. That's very clear. I would bet money on the fact that what you're competing with here is accuracy and its speed and its price. So get that in there right away. It's awesome. You have high ratings. It looks cool. There's upload files, pay online. It's really easy to understand all of this stuff. You don't really follow up on that. The headline is audio transcription made simple, millions of minutes transcribed, right? And then you get into some of the good information underneath. But there's a lot of opportunity for message match and also for getting more value across here right away, I'd say. Okay, let's go through the landing page here. If you look at the first screen full basically here, there's a lot going on. I love the design, it's beautiful. You've got a lot of good elements on the landing page here. I'd say maybe just calm it down a little bit. There's a lot going on here. I'm not sure that the video is really going to make a difference here. It's pretty easy to understand what you're trying to do here. You can make it easier to understand. I think the video is slowing you down, and also it's taking up a lot of real estate here. You've got the process is awesome. You got trusted by 100,000 customers. You got some really, really powerful logos down there. I like that a lot. Get started. I guess that's a pretty cool CTA. You can make it more relevant. You can start like, you know, I'm not a big fan of submit in CTAs, but you could probably not use that. But for some reason, that's the only word I can think of right now. You know, submit audio files here or whatever. Send in your files or something like that, because that's actually what's going to happen after you've clicked the CTA. So, you know, tell me what's going to happen after I click it. Another thing I'd say here as far as message match and using the opportunity of the headline is I'd go for something like fast, affordable, and accurate audio transcription, right? Some of the stuff you're talking about in the ad is just you following up on it a little bit here. And when I went through the different reviews of your product, which is another thing Joanna Weeb obviously talks about this a lot, is a great strategy, is go through all the reviews and try to understand, well, how are people talking about your product? And this is basically what they're saying is fast, affordable, and accurate audio transcription. So if that has appealed, if that's what people are saying, that's the reason why they use your product, there's reason to believe that other people will also find value in that. And then obviously you have message match, exact message match almost, the 12-hour turnaround, $1 per minute, 99% accuracy. So also this is a way of you know, making it more credible. The promise you made in the headline, you're adding facts and credibility to that in the subheader here. I really like these testimonials from customers. You have all the big, powerful logos up there, and now from just real people. You can call that very credible. I love this part here. It's great. It's very easy to understand, and you even have like the comparisons to some of your competitors here. You're obviously very competitive on price, and also the average turnaround. I really like that. Managing expectations. Good job. You've got all these awesome, you know, logos and testimonials. All this awesome social proof. I would use that further up on the page. And, you know, for example, that's exactly what he's saying here, Scott Stratton. Fast, accurate, great price for transcription, using for anything. So I think, in my experience, with a product like this, the social proof is really important. Will it work for me? Has it worked for others? So device mix here, desktop is where it's at. We're talking conversion rate. This is one of those products where I believe that it's inherent in the product that this is something you do on desktop. You're probably going to do research on mobile, but do you have all the, you know, the audio files and stuff? You have the, you know, the interview, you know, 500 megabytes of interviews you just conducted. Do you have them on your mobile phone? Probably not. So it seems that it's a product that's inherent for desktop. Look at sessions here again. Desktop is by far the most. Mobile is secondary. I think that's people probably, you know, just searching for it. You told me that they do some checkup on the offer also on mobile. That could be it. Well, no, actually not, because this is just to the landing page, so I wouldn't explain that. Device mix, again, bounce rate is much higher on mobile. That makes a lot of sense. You don't have the files. It's lower on desktop. So it looks like you're doing the right thing here. Maybe you could work a little bit on mobile, try to figure out how can we support, if people are not going to upload there, then, you know, how do we actually use that to drive them to desktop and so on. Overall recommendations here. I really like this landing page. I was looking at your data. You have a high conversion rate. I was impressed by it. I think you're doing really well here. What I work on is, again, message match, and I work on, you know, getting more value across quicker in the headline. I work on information hierarchy a little bit, as far as again, making really, really clear what are the benefits, and then getting those testimonials up there. So that's move social proof higher up on the page. I'd include some kind of a little FAQ on there, like, you know, what are the most common questions that people have? You should probably answer those, especially with something like this. There might be just a few of those little questions where they're like, I wonder if it comes in this format, and that's enough that they don't do it. Again, I would question, is the video really effective? Set up some tracking, see if people are actually watching it, and then tie that to actual leads, see is there any, you know, connection. I said the headline and subheader are a little bit weak as they are right now. I would conduct usability testing to better understand the whole experience here, the video and so on, how are people interacting with this stuff. And then I conduct interviews with customers. Like, again, I've mentioned this a lot, but what are their questions here? I'd really try to understand. You have Scott Stratton, you have all these people using it. I'd conduct interviews and try to really get it shaved down to the bare minimum. What do I need to tell people to get the message across here? Awesome, thank you very much. Feel free to reach out. I know some of this was pretty quick. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out. I want to quickly just tell you about Unbounce's landing page benchmark report. There's a URL here. I was doing this last minute. As mentioned, I've been sick, so I know it's a long URL. You can do a Google search for it. Otherwise, what I'm just telling you, in that report, we have benchmarks from different industries, and people have been using them to reference. For example, you have a client that says the landing page you built for us is not converting high enough. You go to the benchmark report, you say, actually, it's converting 10%, 20% higher than the industry standard, and so on. There's some interesting information in there for you. Thank you very much.
This is great. Thank you so much, Michael, for doing this. I know that you can't see it right now, but you will in a minute. People have been just answering you and asking you questions about it. This is amazing. I mean, everyone's been learning so much from it. And cool. Awesome. We do have to move to the next session.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
But guys, feel free to reach out to Michael on Twitter or email him. He's really responsive. And thank you so much, Michael. I learned a lot from it too, and I got a few ideas for my own tests. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, move everyone to the next room. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, have a good time. Bye.
Bye.